Hello, I'm Phil Bajura from Action Coach Business Steps. Let me ask you something. Have you ever sat down at the start of the year and said, this is the year we're going to grow? This is the year we're going to get organized. This is the year we're going to improve profit, build the team, fix the systems, and finally get ahead. And then 3 months later, you look up and realize you've been dragged straight back into the daily grind. The phone keeps ringing, the team keeps asking questions, customers need answers, jobs need finishing, cash flow needs watching, mistakes need fixing, and the big goals you were excited about are still sitting in a notebook, on a whiteboard, or up in your head. Here's the truth. Most business owners don't fail because they don't care. They don't fail because they're lazy. They don't even fail because they don't have good ideas. They struggle because there's no clear bridge between the big goal and the action that needs to happen this week. That bridge is strategic planning. More specifically, it's your 12-month strategic plan, your key objectives, and your 90-day action plans. That's what turns ambition into action. And action is where results are created. At Action Coach, we believe success doesn't come from ideas alone. It comes from taking meaningful, strategic steps forward. The brand promise is simple. Take action, get results. So today, I want to dig into how business builders can stop drifting, start reacting, and start building a business with direction, focus, and control. Because if you don't plan your business will plan your life for you. Let's start with the mistake that I see all the time. A business owner sets a big goal. Things like, we want to increase revenue. We want to increase profitability. We want to hire better people. We want to get the owner out of the day-to-day. We want to create systems. We want to grow. They're typical goals that business owners set for themselves. Now, those are good intentions, but good intentions are not a strategy. And pressure without structure usually creates frustration. You end up with a team that's busy, but not aligned. Meetings that talk about problems, but don't create accountability. Managers who know the business needs to improve, but don't know what to work on first. And an owner who still is the fallback for every major decision. That's when the business starts running on reaction instead of direction. And when a business runs on reaction, growth becomes exhausting. You might get more sales, but also more chaos. You might win more work, but create more bottlenecks. You might hire more people, but still feel like no one takes ownership. That's why strategic planning matters. It forces you to stop, think, choose, prioritize, and commit. And for many owners, that's the hardest discipline of all. Because when you're busy working in the business, taking time out to work on the business can feel like a luxury. But it's not a luxury, it's leadership. Your 12-month strategic plan is not a wish list. It's not a motivational poster. It's not something you create in January and then never look at it again. Your 12-month strategic plan is the control room for your business, and it should answer 5 critical questions. First, where are we now? This means you need to be honest about the current state of the business: revenue, gross profit, net profit, cash flow, leads, conversion rate, average dollar sale, repeat business, team productivity, customer satisfaction, and owner dependency. You can't improve what you won't look at. Second, where do we want to be in 12 months? Not vague, very specific. What revenue are you targeting? What profit margin do you want? How much cash buffer do you need? What roles must be filled? What systems must be documented? What parts of the business must no longer rely on the owner? Third, what are the key objectives? This is where most owners get overloaded. They try to fix everything. But strategic planning is not about doing everything. It's about choosing the right things. For a small to medium business, I'd rather see 5 strong objectives that get executed than 20 vague ideas that go nowhere. Examples of 12 strong objectives might include improved gross profit margin, reduced owner involvement in daily operations, document and implement the top 10 core processes, build a leadership rhythm with weekly team meetings, improve lead conversion through a stronger sales process, strengthen cash flow management, build a recruitment and onboarding system, improve customer retention, and repeat business. Fourth, what must change for those objectives to happen? This is where the real leadership work begins because every growth goal requires change. A better sales result may require better follow up. A stronger team may require clearer expectations. Better profit may require pricing discipline. Better delivery may require documented processes. Less owner dependency may require delegation, training, and accountability. Fifth, who owns each objective? If no one owns it, no one drives it. A plan without ownership becomes a conversation. A plan with ownership becomes action. This is why I often say to clients, don't tell me what the goal is. Tell me who owns it, what the next action is, and when we're reviewing it. That's when planning becomes performance. Once you've created your 12-month strategic plan, the next step is to break it down into a 90-day plan. This is where the magic happens. Why 90 days? Because 12 months is too long for daily focus. A year gives you direction, but 90-day creates urgency. A 90-day plan is long enough to achieve meaningful change, but short enough that people can stay focused. It creates a sprint, it forces priorities, and it makes progress visible. Here's the key. Your 90-day plan should not include everything you want to do. It should include the few things that matter most right now, so long as they are aligned with those overall 12-month objectives. I usually encourage business owners to identify 3 to 5 major 90-day priorities, not 15, not 20, 3 to 5, only 3 to 5 objectives in 90 days, because your team can't execute everything at once, and neither can you. A practical 90-day action plan should include the key objective, the outcome that you want, the person responsible, the specific actions required to achieve the objective, the due dates, the scorecard or measurement, and the weekly review rhythm required for that objective. Let me give you an example. A 12-month objective might be improve operational efficiency and reduce rework. The 90-day priority might be document and implement the job handover process. The actions might include map the current handover process, identify the top 5 causes of rework, create a simple handover checklist, train the team, use the checklist on every job for 30 days, review mistakes weekly, and update the process based on feedback. Now, that's practical. That's not theory. That's not, we need to get better. That's a plan. And when you do that across the most important parts of your business, growth stops being random and starts becoming controlled. Now, let's talk about something I believe every business owner must understand. Your results are directly connected to where you place your attention, focus, and energy. Attention is what you notice. Focus is what you choose, and energy is what you commit. And the danger for many business owners is that their attention, focus, and energy are being pulled into the wrong places. They're spending time on low-value tasks. They're rescuing team members instead of developing them. They're reacting to daily problems instead of fixing the root cause. They're checking every detail because they don't trust the system. They're saying yes to too many things, and they're confusing busyness with progress. But being busy is not the same as being effective. A business owner's job is not to be the busiest person in the room. A business owner's job is to create clarity, direction, accountability, systems, leadership, and results. That means working on the right things. So, what are the right things? Here are the areas I want business owners and managers to focus on. Number 1, the numbers. You need to know what is driving revenue, profit, cash flow, and margin. And knowing the numbers will help you make better decisions. Number 2, the team. Do people know what winning looks like? Do they know their responsibilities? Are they accountable for outcomes? Number 3, the systems. Are the core processes documented, followed, reviewed, and improved? Number 4, the customer experience. Are customers receiving consistent service, communication, and follow up. Number 5, the sales and marketing engine. Do you have enough quality leads? Are you converting them? Are you nurturing relationships? Number 6, the owner's role. And this is a big one. Are you leading the business or are you trapped inside it? That last one is huge because a business can only grow sustainably when the owner grows as a leader. If the owner stays the bottleneck, the business eventually hits a ceiling. So when I work with clients, one of the questions I keep bringing them back to is this: what is the highest value use of your time right now? Not what's urgent, not what's noisy, not what someone else failed to do. What is the highest value of your time? And that question changes businesses. Let me give you a practical example of the type of work I do with business owners. Imagine a trades business owner who comes into coaching feeling overwhelmed. The business has grown, but the systems haven't grown with it. The team's busy, but jobs are still being delayed. Quoting's inconsistent. Follow-up is patchy. The owner is constantly answering questions from the field. Cash flow feels tight, even though there's plenty of work. Now, from the outside, the easy answer is just work harder. But that's not the answer. The real question is, what structure is missing? So we start by building the 12-month plan. We identify what the key objectives are. Maybe the first objective is improving gross profit. The second is reducing owner dependency. The third might be is improving job flow from quote to completion. Then we turn that into a 90-day plan. For the first 90 days, we don't try and fix everything. We focus on the job flow first. We map the steps from inquiry to quote. Quote to approval, approval to scheduling, scheduling to delivery, delivery to invoicing, and then invoicing to follow-up. Then we ask, where are things breaking down? Where is communication unclear? What does the owner get dragged back into? Where are mistakes being repeated? And where is money being left on the table? From there, we create simple actions, a quote follow-up checklist, a job handover process, a weekly production meeting, a dashboard showing quotes sent, quotes accepted, jobs completed, invoices issued, and outstanding debtors. Now, the owner is no longer just hoping things improve. They're leading the improvement. They have a rhythm, a scorecard, and a plan. And the team starts to understand what matters. That's how chaos becomes control. Not overnight, not by magic, but through consistent, focused action. Here's another example. A business owner says, Phil, we need more sales. But when we look deeper, sales are only part of the issue. They're getting leads, but not tracking conversion. They're doing quotes, but not following up properly. They're winning work, but margins are inconsistent. They're growing revenue, but profit isn't improving. That's when strategic planning becomes powerful, because instead of chasing more sales, we build a better objective. The 12-month objective might be increase profitable revenue, not just revenue, profitable revenue. The 90-day plan might focus on 3 actions. First, track every lead source. Second, improve a quote follow-up system. And then third, review pricing and margin on every major job. Now, the owner has a sharper focus, the team knows what matters, and the business stops confusing activity with progress. This is what I mean by applying attention, focus, and energy to the right things. You don't just work harder, you work smarter with structure. So if you're watching this and thinking, where do I start? Here's a simple 90-day planning framework. Step 1, review your 12-month goals. Step 2, choose the 3 to 5 objectives that matter most this quarter. Step 3, define the outcome for each objective. Step 4, assign ownership. Step 5, break each objective into weekly actions. Step 6, create a scorecard. Step 7, review progress every week. Step 8, remove obstacles quickly. Step 9, celebrate wins. And then step 10, reset and recommit every 90 days. The businesses that win are not always the ones with the biggest ideas. They're the ones with the clearest priorities and the strongest execution rhythm. And that's what a 90-day plan gives you. It creates focus, it creates accountability, it creates momentum, and momentum is what builds belief. So here's my challenge to you. Don't wait until the business slows down to start planning. It won't slow down by itself. You have to control it. Take time out, build your 12-month strategic plan, identify your key objectives, and turn them into practical 90-day action plan. Then review it every week with discipline. Because your business doesn't need more random effort, it needs clear direction, focused action, and consistent accountability. If you're ready to stop drifting and start building a business that gives you more control, more profit, more time, and a stronger team, then let's have a conversation. I'm Phil Bajura from Action Coach Business Steps. Complete the contact form in the link below, and let's schedule a time to identify the gaps, build the plan, and help you turn your business dreams into reality. Take action, get results.